Megan from the Columbus Public Library Teen Department here, and welcome to What's New in Teen Lit, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary Edition. Today I'm going to tell you about 3 young adult horror novels and 1 nonfiction title about the radio broadcast that sent panic through the country, and they're all available for you to put on hold through our website, www.cvlga.org, for pickup curbside at any location. I'm also going to show you how to make a themed snack to pair with each one of the titles. So let's get started.
Our first book is Solstice by Lawrence Allison, published by Imprint, a Fire Festival meets Scooby-Doo horror comedy. Adriana Sanchez, the daughter of Peruvian immigrants, works at the family diner in suburban Atlanta. Her older siblings caused her parents so much grief that they have been much more strict with her, planning her entire life without her input. They've sacrificed a lot to send her to an elite liberal arts prep school, have arranged a summer internship at a prestigious law firm, and plan for her to attend Emory University after she graduates. For them, her only options are to work hard and become a doctor or lawyer. Audrey wants to become neither. She wants to be a journalist. When Audrey's wealthy BFF Elena offers her the opportunity to attend the Solstice Festival, a $10,000 a ticket, once-in-a-lifetime music festival on Mila Island, her parents refuse. But Audrey just turned 18 and doesn't need their permission. Bolstered by a pep talk from her crush Hunter and her desire for more freedom and control of her destiny, Audrey sneaks away from home and doesn't text her parents to let them know what's going on until she's on the plane. Once on the island, it's apparent that the luxury experience concert-goers paid top dollar for isn't anything they were promised. There's no shelter, water, food, bathrooms, or Wi-Fi. Absolutely nothing. Fans start dropping out. People are worried and fights break out. And then the first body appears on shore, and Audrey witnesses a cover-up by festival producers intended to keep the crowd calm. Horrified, she puts her journalism skills to use and begins investigating the murder and what's really going on behind the scenes of the festival. As she does, more bodies pile up, more bands cancel their appearances, and chaos ensues. What does Audrey discover during her investigation? Who's responsible for all the deaths? Do she and Elena ever make it off the island? Pick up Solstice by Lawrence Allison to find out. To wash away the bad taste of a music festival gone terribly wrong, we're going to be making Solstice Punch, inspired by the colors from the book cover. You will need a glass, enough ice to fill your glass to the top, and 3 beverages of your choice with different sugar contents. I chose cranberry juice cocktail, lemonade, and grape juice. This was supposed to be a triple-layered drink with distinct layers, but it didn't quite work out that way. You'll see at the end we only got 1 layer. The first step is to fill your glass to the top with ice. Next, you'll take the drink with the highest amount of sugar and pour that first. Fill your glass about 1/3 of the way. Next, take the drink with the second highest amount of sugar. For me, that was the cranberry juice cocktail. And fill your glass 2/3 of the way full. Now, at first I thought it was going to create a layer, but then it began to mix. It's a little lighter on the bottom and a little darker in the middle, but it's not too distinct. Finish with the 3rd drink that has the least amount of sugar. Mine was the grape juice, and as you can see, it actually does create a distinct layer. It's much darker on the top than it is on the bottom. To further prevent mixing, drink your beverage with a straw. Let's see, here's the cover, here's our matching beverage, and yep, that's pretty good. Next, we have the graphic novel adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's Volume 1, The Silver Eyes, by Scott Cawthorne and Kira Breed Risley, adapted and illustrated by Claudia Schroeder, colors by Laurie Smith, published by Scholastic Incorporated. It's been 10 years since Charlie's friend Michael disappeared, and she is returning to her hometown of Hurricane, Utah, to meet up with her old friends for the anniversary. While there, she takes a trip down memory lane, visiting her childhood home, and deciding to find out what happened to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the restaurant her father owned and the scene of the horrific murders linked to Michael's disappearance. Turns out they built a mall around it. Literally, they sealed it up entirely within the mall's walls. But stores never stayed open for long, and eventually the mall was abandoned. People said something didn't feel right. After finding a way to break into the abandoned pizzeria multiple times, the friends discover new information about what happened when Michael was taken, like the connection to Freddy's Family Diner, the first restaurant Charlie's parents ran, the one they had when her mom was still around and before her brother Sam went missing. There were two mascots, a yellow bear and a yellow bunny. Her dad was the bear, but who was the bunny? She remembers it now. The bunny took her brother. And according to her friend John, the bunny took Michael. Now the yellow bunny has taken their friend Carlton, and all of the animatronic mascots at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria have murder on their minds. So who's the yellow bunny? Why is all of this happening, and will they all get out alive? Check out Five Nights at Freddy's Volume 1, The Sulphur Eyes, and find out for yourself. What better snack to have after reading about murderous animatronic animals in a pizzeria than your own Freddy Fazbear's 5-minute personal pizza? You'll need a baking sheet, a flour tortilla, cooking spray, some shredded cheese, and pizza sauce. Feel free to add your own favorite toppings. First, lightly spray the baking sheet and place the flour tortilla on top. Then spoon as much sauce as you'd like onto the flour tortilla, spreading it to the edges, but leaving just a little bit for crust. Last, add your cheese and favorite pizza toppings. You'll bake your pizza at 425 degrees for 5 minutes or until the cheese is melted. Let's see how it turned out. Here's the final product. Let's see how it tastes. Thumbs up! Moving on, we have an homage to classic gory slasher horror with modern themes. Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar, published by Harper Teen. Rural Kettle Springs, Missouri is a town divided, but new girl Quinn and her father don't know that. The fallout from the Bay Pen corn syrup factory shutdown has ratcheted tension between generations to an all-time high. The adults are left desperately seeking for ways to return Kettle Springs to its former glory, viewing technology, the internet, and social media in particular as a blight upon the youth. But the young people of Kettle Springs see things differently. They view the town as dead end and spend their days glued to their devices, streaming videos of everything, including an accidental death, while they wait for the day when they're old enough to leave. Watching this division between past and future, tradition and progress, is Bay Pen's old mascot, Friendo the Clown. And Friendo has snapped into a homicidal rage, believing the only way to make Kettle Springs great again is to teach this disrespectful crop of youth a lesson. Check out Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar to find out if Quinn leaves Kettle Springs with her life. In honor of Kettle Springs and its cornfields, we'll be making Kettle Springs kettle corn. You'll need a brown paper lunch sack, a spoon, a small bowl, about 1/4 cup of unpopped popcorn kernels, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of cooking oil, and salt to taste. I used about 1/4 teaspoon. Add all of the ingredients to the bowl and stir well to coat. Once the kernels are coated, add them to the brown paper sack. Fold the top over twice and put it in your microwave. Either use its popcorn setting or set for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Listen for the popping to slow, about 2 to 3 seconds between pops, and you'll know it's done. You don't want this to burn. Alright, let's see how it turned out. I'm just going to enjoy my popcorn straight out of the bag, so I like to tear the top off. There we have it. Nice, fluffy popcorn. Let's see how it tastes. Yep, that's good kettle corn. Finally, we have the nonfiction title Spooked, How a Radio Broadcast and the War of the Worlds Sparked the 1938 Invasion of America by Gail Jarrow, published by Calkins Creek, an imprint of Highlights. Imagine you and your family see a TV news broadcast or video online of an alien invasion happening somewhere in the country. Would you believe it? Well, that's exactly what happened on Sunday, October 30th, 1938, after actor and eventual filmmaker Orson Welles and his theatrical partner John Houseman crafted a science fiction radio play adaptation of H.G. Wells' novel, The War of the Worlds. For 20 minutes, the program followed its standard routine, but was interrupted by a special bulletin about observations of gas explosions on Mars. The rest of the 1-hour program follows the story of a Martian invasion on Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Listeners at home were glued to their radios as actors played out violent attacks and gave fake expert interviews, not at all paying attention to clues within the dialogue that subtly revealed fact from fiction. Or they were listeners who tuned in too late or forgot altogether that the introduction stated it was a play. The show is said to have caused mass panic, though there's some dispute about how massive the panic actually was, and members of the media industry and public were furious to discover it was a hoax. To find out if anyone was held responsible, and what happened in the aftermath and how it affected media today, complete with photographs and first-hand accounts, check out Spooked, How a Radio Broadcast and the War of the Worlds Sparked the 1938 Invasion of America by Gail Jarrow. Our final treat is inspired by those alien spacecraft. We'll be making a flying saucer sandwich. You'll need a plate, 2 slices of sandwich bread, something to cut your bread into circles with. I'm using a mason jar lid, but you can use a cookie cutter or glass. Something to spread your sandwich fillings with, and your favorite sandwich fillings. I'm using chocolate and peanut butter. First, use your cookie cutter or glass to cut your sandwich bread into 2 equal circles. Next, top 1 slice with your sandwich toppings. It's okay if they pile up. It will help make your flying saucer's dome shape. Place the second piece of bread on top and pinch the edges to seal. And there you have it, a little flying saucer sandwich. Let's see how it tastes. That's a pretty good sandwich. For more great content, follow us on social media. We are at Chat Libraries on Facebook and YouTube, and at CV Libraries on Instagram. I'm Miss Megan from the Columbus Public Library. Thank you for joining me for What's New in Teen Lit, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary edition. I'll see you next time.